I met this gorgeous, attractive lady the other day, and I still ended up saying no. Why? To protect myself, to protect my own energy. Listen to my body, listen to my intuitive mind. I was so sensitive that these signals and everything were just so crazy. And even sensations and visualizations from God Himself. I just couldn't ignore it. I just couldn't ignore it anymore. So this story, like me just saying no, right, also brought me closer to God. And I'm so immensely happy. But my egoic mind, my lower ego was in pain. Because normally I would just say yes, right? But he has said no. So here's the story basically. The story is basically that I meet this initially wonderful, amazing lady. She's wonderful anyway, right? I'm not gonna judge her. Like, we have this initial conversation, maybe a smiling, there's this back and forth, and it's like, wow, there's this vibe play, right? You know when you meet someone and there's this this playfulness, and she's also like, okay, she's someone who has opportunities, right? So she's even like testing me, like, okay, do you talk to a lot of women? Why am I special? Am I just one of the ones in your roster, right? So she's like very like confident, and there's some other things as well, like that I will put a light on. I'll put a light on the other things that she's basically testing me with, and some other things, some other remarks. Anyway, right? So anyway, I get her number. We text back and forth, and then a couple of days later, we end up meeting, right? We end up meeting in this cafe area, this cafe, which is a little bit expensive, but I'm like, okay, she's probably worth it, right? It's a good place and there's no noise. You can have like it's a good kind of conversation place as well. You can really connect, right? Anyways, we meet up there and then we talk, and she just throws me more of these tests, like while we indulge in each other's lives, right? Like, again, the classic one that I already mentioned, am I just one of the women in the roster, right? I don't quite remember some of the other things that she actually tested me about, but woman, right? Like the brothers here who listen to it, but even the sisters, like maybe the sisters here who's listening to this kind of like understand and know what ways you test. Even the brothers test too, right? But you understand what I mean by these tests, right? Like other kind of tests, But I don't quite remember in this particular story what tests more, like how she tests me even more, right? Like there was one point where I forget about a detail, and then she immediately like, how are you forgetting? You just forgot that? How can you forget that? Are you even paying attention to me? And stuff like that, right? So it's like, man, like, okay, she's really playing, But again, I kind of like, I passed the test apparently, right? Because the thing is that later on, I'm also like excusing me. This is another detail. Like I'm excusing myself to the restroom, and then she texts me already while I'm in the restroom. I'm already missing you. And then I'm like, what? Really? And then I look at her and I'm like, wow. Okay, she doesn't really take it back. She stand by that statement. So already there I'm like, whoa, okay, this is okay. And he even admits it, like, oh, I already missed you. Like, it's for real. Like, I really missed you for that brief moment you were away. And then already there I'm like, wow, okay, fair enough. But I'm already thinking the mechanisms in my brain is just running very high, Like, whoa, okay, is she really that attached? Like, okay, cool, fine. But I'm like, okay, let us just take it further, right? So anyway, we continue talking. She tests me a little bit more. We start to enjoy more, and then I'm trying to like get closer to her, and she just like, oh, you cannot do that. So she gives me those kind of things as well, So that's this contradiction, right? Like, but again, like it's fair enough, you can still miss someone, say that, and then when it comes to like the physical part of it, you can still like, not be ready for it, right? And on top of that, there's also this dynamic play between man and woman, especially where I'm at in Denmark, there's a lot, the woman, even the men maybe, but especially like this playing, being around the bush, there's this psychological warfare going on, right? With the testing and everything, right? So anyway, so I'm just ice cold, so we end up in a Uber, and I'm just Ubering her to where I'm at, basically. I'm like, the vibe is high, we have really good chemistry, and I'm like, at that point, I'm not even sure how long I'm gonna stay in that area anyway, like how long I'm gonna, basically stay there, right? So I'm like, I don't even have that much time, maybe, let's see what can happen, right? To be honest with you, let's see what can happen. But anyway, so while we're in the Uber, and she really likes me, she compliments me a lot and all those kind of things, and she even entered the Uber, right? Then she's like, then she has this bipolar. The bipolar just hits there, It's like, she basically goes from being very happy and jolly to, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing it? Where are you going? She just get like this mood out, like, and then I feel like, hey, like, if I'm with someone, I really care about that other individual, I really, whether it's on a date, whether it's a friend, I really, really care. I would say that much more than that, because the recent years, like since 19, I really worked on myself, like shed away a lot of trauma. So I'm very, very sensitive, So I immediately kind of catch when people don't feel good. So I even tell her, like, do you know what? Like, I really care about you, Like, if you don't want to go further, it's all right. You don't need to, Like, we can stop it here. We can both get out, and I can, if you really don't feel it, it's all right. I don't give a fuck, At the end of that, I don't give. For me, I just want to have a good time, Like, I don't want to force anything. I don't want anything. I'm not attached to anything. That is what I say. Whether it's dating, whether it's friendships, I'm happy no matter what, Like, I have myself, I have God, Like, I have one, and that's why I'm teaching about oneness. But anyway, so she's like that, and I tell her like this, basically, like, hey, you can hop out, and then what happens next is that she's like slowing a little bit down. It's like she's surprised, She's surprised that, because maybe she's used to that most guys will try to defend themselves, right? Or it's like, hey, or try to persuade her, or get angry, or like, what you said yes, you are here in the Uber, and now you're like getting angry. What is wrong with you? So maybe she's used to that kind of behavior. To men who are in scares, or men, scares you, right? Because I can imagine the old Jin, he will be like sad, I don't know what the old Jin would be. The old Jin who would just be like, he would be really, really attached to this woman too, and then he would be like, why? But you're just going and just play around, like, why are you so stressed out? Just amplify the whole stress, right? But the new Jin would just be, okay, it's fine, I think about you. And then she kind of calms down. We continue. She's a little bit silent. And then I'm like, again, like trying to, keep the vibe up. Like, hey, if you really don't want to do this, it's fine. We can always go home, because we actually enter into my place, and then she's still a bit silent, right? I'm like, hey, I can book your Uber home. It's been amazing. Get to know you. Like, I just want you to feel good, because we had a lovely, nice chemistry, and that, we had a good time, right? And then she's like, again, playing with me, because then she's like, I don't want to, why are you even here close to me? You should go and sit there and then she points at my washing machine. Like, you should go to the washer and then sit on top of that, and then I'll sit here, and then we can maintain this long distance and talk like that. And they're like, what? She's for real? And then I find out it's one of her games again, and then I'm like, I can go there and sit if you want. But then she's like, she just want a reaction out of me, right? She just want this reaction out of me. And then there's some other things she come up with, like, she tells me some stories, and then I just find out that, wow, she tells me about that, she opens more about herself, and about like somebody has tried to rape her, and so it's like, wow, why these kind of stories, like these are the stories that you want to bring up to this beautiful evening, It's like, wow, okay, so yeah, there's a lot of things you haven't really processed yet, and she doesn't really trust me, right? Like, she doesn't really feel safe around me. And then I'm like, oh man, like, okay, it's fine, I don't really proceed doing anything and just listen to her. And then she's like, while I'm listening, I'm in this carefree mode, listening to her stories, just trying to just be chill, And then she's just like trying to advance on me, and then she retreats, So it's this kind of like bipolar kind of thing, right? It's like, oh, what is it that you want to have out of me? What is it that you like? You think you can get something out of me? I was like, wow, okay, I'm still trying to maintain, just being me, just being chill, because I don't need anything. I'm like, hey, I don't need anything. Like, I don't want anything out of you, right? And then I'm just like about to just like, she's about to leave. And then at this point, again, she surprises me. She's like, you want to come with me? And then, because I'm still somehow in my lower ego, right? I'm like, wow, okay, now she's actually inviting me to her place. Maybe she's more safe there, But I can just see, I've just noticed all these things, right? And they've just been piling up. And then I'm like, whoa. And my brain is also analyzing, and I'm just trying to like really, and this is what I'm very happy about, right? I'm very grateful about that. I'm like feeling and reading, and especially the feeling, I'm just really feeling the vibe, feeling the energy, right? But then somehow my lower ego, because it's so much and lost, so it says, okay, let's go, let's go, right? I'm like, okay. And then I take my shoes on. I even kiss her at that point. This is the first time I actually kiss her, right? So I go, and then I just pray. I could just feel like, so she's silent again, right? And then she's walking. I just feel like there's something is just odd here, Something is just really adding up. But my lower ego is in control, and then I just pray. At this point, I just connect and pray. So I'm basically liberating from the silence. So instead of filling the silence with words and all those kind of things, I'm like, whoa, something is really off, Like, there's so many red flags, actually. And then I just pray to God, like, please, God, give me your strength, give me your strength. So while I walk, because there's this 5-10 minutes walk to the main street. Because the idea is basically that we go to the main street, and then she will just book a Uber, and then I hop in the Uber with her all the way home. So that's this 5-10 minutes walk to the main road, and then I'm like, please, God, like, give me the strength, give me the strength. I just really tap into the present moment, you could call it, right? And then I remember this as it was yesterday. Then God is like, what is it that you really want? What is it that you're really interested in? And then my eyes are like immediately just looking at her, let me just put it that way, just at her ass, And then God is like, I get just, again, this message, like, exactly. It's only lust. It's just pure lust. There's nothing more in it. You're not interested in more. And then it's like, yeah. And I'm neglecting myself. I'm neglecting the signs. I'm neglecting how I feel inside of me. It's like, even though it's just only that, only lust, right? Is at what price? I'm abandoning myself, because there's so many, like, all the signs is telling me that leave this woman, like, there's so many others out there. This is weird already. What are you gonna do? Like, why? And when God asked me, like, what is it you're after? My eyes automatically just fixated on her butt. And then the message back, like the message coming from God, is like, exactly. And that was the moment when I realized that, fuck, it's only lust. I'm driven by lust. and driven by lust. And then I knew what to say. I immediately got strength to say, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. And then we went to the main road, the Uber's there, and then at this point I've already gained enough strength, and then I looked at her, and then I was like, do you know what, it's already weird, we don't even speak, we haven't really spoken from my house to the main road. It's like, do you know what, just go, and then she started to get sad and, like, fuck, it's my fault, like, no, it's all right, it's not your fault, it's not anybody's fault, just let's find another day, just go, take care, a lot of things has happened already, so yeah, just go. And then the magic thing that happens on the way back is also like somebody's calling me, like somebody who needs my help actually with the therapy, inner work, shadow work. So that's this one amazing woman that she also helps me with therapy, right? Like, she's a good listener, we have this good vibe, and then she calls me just after I rejected her, and then we have a beautiful talk together, right? So yeah, so the story is basically like, wow, I felt so relieved, and I was like, whoa, this is next level for me, because normally I would have just let the lower egoic mind, the lower ego, run me. But because I've gained so much experience and I've released so much within myself, like especially the trauma that I've shed away more and more and more and more, and I connected so much, like I figure out why is it that I've been being with so many women, right? Like dating so many women. And it was, the answer to that was basically that I wanted their validation. So that's why I've been chasing so many women, right? And having these surface level friends. But then because of the work that I've done, that's one thing, it has made me realize that, okay, I can actually give this love to myself, So I just started to give myself so much love, tremendous amount of love, more and more and more and more. Just fill myself up with love. That's one thing. The other thing is my mother, my dear mother, that she has finally opened up, to care, like to express her love to me, like to all her children basically, right? It's like I can feel her much more, and she's been so open, and it also helps that she's spiritual. She believes in me. She has faith in me, faith in what I'm doing, right? I've been interviewing her as well. Like, she's been open about talking about her past and everything, right? Her own upbringing. Even open about therapy to an extent. So that obviously helped too, that I spend so much time with my mother, and really noticing what is it that she's doing for me actually. And it also kind of helped that she even said, I love you. She has so much resistance saying it. Being in a marriage, like a loveless marriage with my father. That was a big thing. And then finally, God. What should I do without God? Having faith. Like coming closer to God. What should I do without that faith? Like tapping in the moment. It's like, this reminds me actually of Viktor Frankl, right? Because he says that you have a chance to change your action. Like there's this window where you can really change the action. For example, you get a stimuli. For me, it was like, whoa, when she said that, you can just come to my place, even mention condoms and all those kind of things. Like I immediately get this horny stimulation, like, wow, crazy, right? It's a drug. And then there is the window, which is like, you can actually change your act, because normal action would be that, well, okay, let's go to your home and then let's have fun, right? That would be the normal The most men I can imagine, they just get, when the woman is like, hey, come to my place, they don't think, you know, it's just like, okay, they will go to her place and they'll just shag, right? But here, they will not even be aware of that opportunity, this window where you can actually change. You're like, hey, do I really want this? Is this, how do I feel? What are the body sensations? What are the signals? What is God saying? That's what happened to me. Like because I've read Victor, I love Viktor Frankl, you know, logotherapy, I love him, you know, and I love all the work, I love all the shadow cleansing, I love to do shadow work, you know, but because I've trained my brain to just be in this awareness of this window of opportunities, this window where you can change your life, change your action. I've completely liberated from that window, right? Between stimuli and action, there's this window. So I really took advantage of the window here, right? I said no. So it really like strengthened my belief in God. Wow, so beautiful, you know. And so this also brings me into awareness, right? Like, and the awareness of abundance, that I actually have abundance. I actually like said no to this beautiful girl. Okay, that's abundance, right? Abundance there. Like, God realization is just much more important. And keep fill and do the love work, do the shadow work. Keep being, you know, in proximity with my mother and keep getting to know my mother. Keep having these nice, prosperous, deep relationship with my own mother, and really work on this relationship, mother-son relationship, right? And get to know my mother more. So all that is just much more important, you know. And also, like, not ignoring yourself, not abandoning yourself. Choose yourself, as I did in this story, right? So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the story, and I'm gonna tell much more stories in the future, you know. So make sure to subscribe, follow me, and yeah, you can even book a talk with me. You can join our Skool community. We had a beautiful talk yesterday, actually, about all these things, you know, about what is it that people are struggling with when it comes to listening to the one, you know, be in the oneness. All right, that's it. Peace.